Hello, my name is Shachar Peled, and this is another video in our series on Faith and Evolution. In this video, we will continue to discuss the shape of evolution, and we are now talking about the appearance of multicellular life. We said that the first multicellular organisms looked more or less like jellyfish and appeared about 600 million years ago. And they began developing into various forms, changing, and about 256 million years ago, we have creatures that we can see are similar to us in many ways, and they are already walking the earth. These are therapsids. They are types of ancient reptiles from which probably the mammals evolved. So these therapsids are carnivorous reptiles. They walk on four. They know how to run well, and their elbows are already all pointed in the same direction. You know, your knees and your elbows, the arrangement of your body is common to many other mammals. They all point inwards. You don't have the elbow outside like this. They're all in the same direction. Already their teeth begin to get a mammalian look. And there are many who think that the therapsids were the first ancestors of warm-blooded mammals. So we have about 220 million years ago, we have the cynodont, who is probably the ancient ancestor of all mammals. Here's the pig. So again, when people say that man is descended from the ape and it's not descended from the ape, ape is just a step on the way. You know, we can say the man is descended from the cynodont. So we can always say, and then the mammals that developed from the cynodont were probably very small creatures who fed off insects, and they already had temperature control, homeostasis, and then there begins to appear the cortex of the brain, and it's a good candidate for another leap, this appearance of a cortex. Anyway, about 125 million years ago, you see, we started an evolution 15 billion years ago, and we're already 125 million. We're now speaking of million like it was, peanuts. But 125 million years, it's a lot of time. But still, from a cosmic point of view, it's very short, very brief. So 125 million years ago, we have already creatures that have placenta, that keep their young inside. And 100 million years ago, we already find a creature that is probably the ancestor of both mice and men. Robert Burns would have a field day with that, of mice and men. There was one creature 100 million years ago who is the ancestor of all of us. So actually, most of the days of the cosmos are past. We are almost on the brink of the present, and still there's no human being on the horizon. There's a lot of creatures, and there are a lot of mammals. There's warm-blooded creatures. They already have brains. They have bilateral symmetry, and there are many things that they already have that we have. The inventions are already there. But only 65 million years ago, we begin finding the remains of a creature who must have spent more time on treetops. We are getting closer to the monkey. About 40 million years ago, the primates are broken down into various subspecies, including various types of monkeys and prosimians like lemurs. So we have all kinds of monkeys, and we're talking 40 million years ago. And then we have proconsul. Proconsul is about 25 million years ago, and he's considered more or less the great granddaddy of all mankind. If you want to say that man is descended from the apes, then this is the ape. Grandpa proconsul, the ape. So, then we have 25 million years of evolution that are slowly getting closer and closer to man. Only 10 million years ago, the hominids from which man is descended say goodbye to the grandfathers of the gorillas, who split off, the branches split off. 7 million years ago, the hominids break off from the grandfathers of the chimps. We're very close to man now. And the sequence of hominid innovations is now very fast. 5 million years ago, Canyanthropus platypus. 2.5 million years ago, the most ancient man from the genus Homo, Homo habilis. 1.8 million years ago, Homo erectus, who is very similar to modern man, but his brain is 25% smaller. 1.5 million years ago, Homo gruzinicus, already probably with control of fire. 700,000 years ago, the genetic forefather of Neanderthals and of modern man as well. 355 years ago, 355,000 years ago, Neanderthal man. 160,000 years ago, Homo sapiens. And you already have all kinds of testimonies, evidence of burial rites, and that people were carving up hippopotami for food. And 150,000 years ago, Homo sapiens sapiens. And this is just the tip of evolution. It's like the end of evolution. 50,000 years ago, the Great Migration to East Asia, and this is measured by the mutation of M168. It's a gene that is found in all non-African males. 40,000 years ago, the migration to Australia and Europe, Cro-Magnon man. 10,000 years ago, the beginning of the Neolithic period. 6,000 years ago, the beginning of history. Took some time for history to begin. Don't you know? History? What's history? 6,000 years? A blink. An Augenblink. The blink of an eye. It's nothing. Nothing. Compared to billions and billions of years. It's just a breath. And already we are, wow, ancient history, 6,000 years. Indeed, it is ancient history. Because what man does in 6,000 years is comparable to what evolution did 15 billion years. And we'll speak about that later on in the series. Just a point about the connection between man and ape. We're very close to the apes genetically. And it turns out that this proximity is very, very high. Often we speak about the nucleotides of the human genome is so close between two individuals, two human individuals, is 99.9% of all DNA identical to two human beings. So in that 1%, then we have not 1%. In that 1/10%. That is the difference between one man and another, one human being and another. In reality, each person has his own genome. So geneticists are actually interested in that 0.1% of human DNA, which is about 3 million pairs of bases that distinguish between the genetic sequence of one person and another. But between us and the chimpanzees, it's much more. It's 3%, not 1/10% between humans, but 3%. So we are close to chimpanzees. 97% of our genetic makeup is identical to that of chimpanzees. It's amazing, and this is corroboration of Darwin a lot after Darwin. Darwin was doing his Darwinism began in an era that didn't know anything about genetics. And now we have the genome, and we can see how all creatures, the geneticists are now replicating the same map of evolution that was mapped by those who just tracked the morphology of creatures in the time of Darwin and afterwards. So now genetics is corroborating that evidence from inside, from the genes that are so close. So we with just 1/10% difference from all other human beings, each one of us is unique in that 10%. We stand at the peak of 13.8 billion years of evolution, and we have lost nothing on the way. Not the original hydrogen, not the carbons from within suns, not the heavy elements that we created in supernovas, nor the new and amazing combination of oxygen and hydrogen that creates the most amazing molecule of all, water. And we didn't lose carbon, the communicative carbon, the stable basis of all biological systems. Not only is all life made of the very elements that the entire cosmos is made, and not only all of our bodies are incorporating the same elements that comprise even the most distant of galaxies, but life itself, the moment it is created, maintains its shape throughout its emergence from the dust of stars into creatures that will eventually count the stars. Our body, even though it is a complete organism, one organic whole, is comprised of millions and billions and billions of tiny creatures. The eukaryotes, our very cells, are the direct descendants, the inheritors of the single cellular heritage on Earth. And we have lost nothing of all this life that we are the successors of, the inheritors of. We have lost nothing. Everything that happened, the differentiations and the unifications are within us. The original differentiation of membranes between inside and outside. We have a membrane. We have billions of membranes that are breathing, dynamic, and they wrap every single cell in our body. And we have inside and outside on all levels. We have lost nothing. We have lost none of the systems that have developed for billions of years in evolution. They are all within us. Nor have we lost all the great talents developed by previous life forms. Those who came before us, of which we are the successors, the direct biological successors. The ability to move and to jump and to feel and to need and to wish and to move. We haven't lost our ability to see and hear and smell, and nothing have we lost of our mammalian heritage. We have the same equipment that has developed over millions of years. We carry all that biological heritage, and we carry it proudly, and we apply or add our wonderful consciousness to it. Yes, we, the human race, sums up, encapsulates everything that came before it.